Dr. Chang was the only one that actually raised his hand to me. Well, that didn't mean that you was dumb. It just meant that you didn't know. But now that you do know, anytime somebody used that term, you can say, oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. But it was said like that because I wanted to explain what was in the poem in reference to people thinking that the cat not still strong, he's standing there talking to himself. And so you gain knowledge. Some of what's being transferred here today. And then you understand that knowledge that you got because what did you do?
Talk about it.
Investigate. You checked it out. You didn't hear anything that I said today, anything Dr. Chang said today, or anything Amy said today. Without either one, if you understood it clearly, this meant that you had some previous information about what we were talking about. If you didn't, it's well, okay, that sounds slick, that sounds nice, but I'm going to check it out and find out, you know, whether it has substance, whether it's something that I want to incorporate in my life. That's your understanding. And then you begin to apply knowledge, your understanding of it. So when you act on what you know, people will consider you wise. Because just as, where's the young man, Adrian pointed out, saying he was watching somebody that was a little older than him and he didn't know who he was. Well, see, that's what that is. See? You were making observations of that person. Now, based on what their actions and behavior was, told you whether that was a responsible person, whether they was wise, whether something that they say to you, you can believe, something that you might want to act on. That's what your observation did. And so I call this the Mandela concept. The first thing you do is acquire knowledge, as much as you can. The next thing you do is you start understanding that knowledge. And you start understanding that knowledge by checking out what else is being said. There's a term like a process in legal research is that you always, most people do legal research, specifically folks that are incarcerated, they find all the cases that can support their position. They don't think about investigating cases that might be in opposition to it. And so when they get before the court, and the state presents all these cases, huh?
You talk to the public defender or your lawyer.
Yeah, but I mean,
what you investigated, what you found out about the case.
You know, absolutely. Because you want to know, even though those cases support your argument, what can the state introduce to shoot it down? And so when they investigate both sides, then they have a clear understanding. And so this is where your understanding comes in. And then your application comes when you stand before the court and you explain what your position is and why the state's position is not sound enough to prevail. So that's called the Mandela concept. That's what you do. You gather knowledge, you understand the knowledge that you gather, because even though all of us may be eloquent speakers here, the fact of it is, you know, the information, unless it's been verified, unless it's been tested, might not be something that you want to act on.